Well, it is make or break time, ladies and gentlemen. Let me change this over. Not to say that we are in a good or happy mood. I am just taking a nap. Just taking a nap. And now we are playing some good old Exos Heroes. You can barely see my eyes because of the glare on my screen. Hold on, fine, I'll turn the lights on. Guys, you guys are so damn picky, man. Jesus, because we about to get real picky right now. This is a moment, man. It's a good old moment. Hold on, so let's get picky, okay? Let us get picky. Hey, beautiful. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is a big moment for us, a lot of us right now, because we were waiting to see what's going on game. Now I already see that the first thing they got is Kylock, and I guess that's just how they're starting it off with Kylock. Is he gold? Is he black? Is he silver? Let's find out together, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't know yet. So we're about to see exactly what's going on, what's the good and the bad, because a lot of upset people right now for the good and right reasons. So without further ado, let's get him a rinky dinky do. Let's get into it. I also just noticed that Baraka has that thing. Very curious why they're doing an event back to back about like stamina. You know, this thing is usually that. This thing is usually that thing where you you know, you have to spend a bunch of stamina over and over and over again, get a bunch of nonsense. You know, what else you gonna use your Levi stones for? Nothing. So cool. And then we're gonna get the ability to get his little weapons. Cool. All right. So black and white package. I'm pretty sure this. I want your money. Give me your money. Da, 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 da. And you'll get stuff. They're infamous for not knowing how to market a damn thing, and it's most. I feel like we're carrying the game, and I feel like it's we need some payment. You know, I mean, we do get it. You know, I think YouTube content creators do a lot, but I think the last big effort that they made was definitely the summer event. They actually hired a cosplayer and stuff like that. Now Synergy was cool. They hired stuff like, you know, but they didn't really do as much work. So I would say that the summer was the biggest one for them as far as like really advertising. The collab was random. It's like, hey, here you go. Hi guys. I think that shows you some stuff, guys. I do think that you should be paying attention to the way that the game advertises outwards, because when Seven Deadly Sins, when they did their big the one Escanor with the line drawing, with the divine Escanor and all that stuff, man, they were advertising everywhere. But when was the last time Exos advertised? You know, it's a really big tell where, in my personal opinion, where they think the game is. If they're willing to spend money to let people know that the game exists. Because if you've been paying attention, yes, I know I'm ranting, I don't give a fuck, shut up and listen. If you've been paying attention, the boy FG3000, which I feel like he hasn't uploaded in a while, they will let a game, the gacha game companies, they will let a game just be played and just let it linger until the stuff that was already pre-made in the game, that they already had done and designed, and then once that runs out, they just pull the plug. All right. So that's what I'm a little bit fearing here. Even though it's new to us, does not mean it's actually new to the company. You know, this stuff could have been designed long time ago. That's all I'm saying. So it does scare me about when I see this stuff, right? And that I don't know, like, if they're really investing much more into the game. The stuff could be already done, already finished, and it really kind of scares a person like me how deep this game is going to go, because people are still going to be crying, and still are crying, lack of content. So when I see this stuff, you know, is this all that we get? Is this all we see? Now this is at 4 a.m. I think this is the prime time when I think that it goes up, so I happen to wake up from my slumber at the right time. I think everything right now is pretty fresh, right? So it's just right now it's just a FC skin. I'm assuming this one is black because I've complained enough about it. It shouldn't be gold, right? Because people need to save up or whatever. So I'm assuming this one is a black fake core, and boop shakalaka, it is in fact a black fake core. But we should at least from here be able to tell whether or not this FC line is going to be worth it. What is the general thing? Is he somewhat even increasingly blessed? Now Kylock specifically, I'm a little bit more concerned about him because the simple fact that Kylock, he's under the Brune thing. I actually might do a summon near the end of this because I do have to do a Brune summon or whatever for the nation recruit, because I still want to unlock my Brune, you know, the whole thing of Brune, but it might not be worth it because honestly they're going to be, we already know Schmid Munjensen is going to be getting the gold, at least one gold. That's definitely going to him, right? So but what about, is Dorka at least going to get a black fake core in here? Because you know they all need it. All the new units need to be blessed, and if they're smart and know what the game needs to at least contend with what's going on out there, you need some of these fake cores. So Kylock getting blessed is a cool thing. So here it is, Ascension. I'm scared. I'm so scared. Okay, so since it is a black fake core, we can easily see Absorb Soul has always been there. Hope you guys know. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Increases own defense by 20% for 7 turns upon receiving health regeneration effects. Can be stacked up to 5 times. What I'm seeing here is the increasingness of the stallingness upon receiving health regeneration, which is vague. So we don't know if, like, health regeneration. So okay, as you guys know here, he has Absorb Soul, right? So does that mean this includes it as well? So all right, I had to come back in the recording because I didn't explain this that well. One thing that I really wanted to mention, I wanted to really deep dive into this properly, is that Ascension is going to be, or assuming this is going to be the black and white fake core line. So I didn't really cover that. Obviously you guys are gonna see it, it's gone, disappeared. But I really wanted to talk about it because this is what each character supposedly should have. Now there is a risk that they might do with synergy. I do want to mention that as well, that this might be for the first 3 or so. They might have this type of passive, and then the next 3 can have, you know, black and white 2, you know, like it's Pokemon or some dumb shit. They can also do that if they want to. But I'm going to talk about this one for at least the characters that are going to be released under here, which we know is at least Kylock and Schmid that will most likely have this one. There might be a 3rd character, but I feel like they haven't said anything, and we already know what they're going to do. They're probably going to release it in the core memory, and then we'll see who the 3rd character is. I'm pretty sure that they'll do that. So one thing that I want to say, that this is going to make Kylock the best one for it, because he's going to be with Dorka the entire time. I was, for some reason, I was so obsessed with Absorb Soul, I kept forgetting that Soul Bond is going to heal him every time. So it almost makes that Dorka is going to be part of this combo, which makes it very weird and very strange if they don't give her a gold as well as giving Schmid one as well at some point in time. They could give Dorka a black one, but I do think that would just be really bad, and I think that Dorka is, in my personal opinion, one of the flagship characters of the game. Even though that Naomi is the queen of Brune, Dorka pretty much takes everyone's attention. No one really cares about Naomi. One, because they did make Naomi a general, and they made Dorka the general, but also her design is way cooler. So every turn, so pretty much in 5 turns, she'll Kylock and anyone under this effect, you know, Schmid as well, which Schmid with this effect is going to be very strong. I do want to mention that that, you know, your defense will stack, and Schmid you should be building defense on him anyway, so his defense will be stacking for 7 turns, and you know, and it keeps hitting upon receiving health regeneration, as long as it works with Dorka's passive, that every time they get healed they're getting free defense. And maybe this is why they've been trying to do some weird defense scaling stuff and to try to counteract the strength of this coming into the game. I do want to mention also, I think I mentioned also later in the video, is that, you know, yes, Signature Force does completely ignore defense, so it might not be as strong as we think, but Signature Force is only the hit after. So let's say if the first hit does 1 damage, not saying it would get that bad, you know, unless there's ways to do that in this game, but if it only does 1 damage, it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just, you know, then you get hit with the other one. Signature force after that, yes, is big, it does a lot of damage, but most characters can survive that instance of damage, especially if you strongly negated the first instance of damage. And then after that, if you're using Dorka, you're gonna just heal all that back. You know, they can't constantly hit you with back-to-back nukes. They usually hit you with one and then you start recovering after that. A lot of characters that could benefit under that. Well, they won't have the FC thing, right? But I'm talking about a lot of characters that can keep this character, Kylock, alive. There's a lot of characters that can keep Schmidt alive. Schmidt also has damage reduction in his own kit. So is this strong? I do think it just lends to the same stalling nature that the game already has, but I do think that it's cool to have another option to do it. You know, because there is Talia, and I would love to see Talia with this as well. And she's already dominating she's already dominating the PvP meta. So having Talia plus, you know, these characters, because she gives out free defense, will make these very tanky characters with healing. And then also Talia has a bunch of healing, and then this will really press people who, if they are smart, they will really ramp up St. West after this. But they still need to fill out Rune and Vagabond, which Vagabond I think I show later in the video that Vagabond also is at the 3rd tier of Signature Force. So it's really interesting to see that Vagabond will have the support, but the best support with this is still going to be Dorka. At least it forces a different team comp to put in the highest ranks, but at the same time I do think that I'm still a little bit concerned, because it's defense. Defense is ignorable. Is it strong enough to change the meta? I'm not exactly sure about that, because we're looking at a potentially full Brune comp or a full like Vagabond comp with Dorka splashed in. You know, depending on whoever that 3rd fake core is that we don't know. I think everyone knows about Schmidt and Kylock, and then yes, what happens if this is a half FC line where it's Synergy 1, Synergy 2? Where the Synergy 2 had the tanky thing, meanwhile Synergy 1 had the more offensive one. So that's stuff that I can't see into the future. So I want to go back to the past me where we do the summons and stuff like that, but I just wanted to really talk about this FC line and really talk about how this is going to affect the game. Again, it's still more tankiness, but it's done in a different way, where it's utilizing Dorka's constant healing, especially with Kylock, duh. But you know, Schmidt also can benefit from that as well, and you know, they have the super mega turns. But keep in mind that if you were not to use Dorka, you would need a consistent heal, because this defense buff only lasts a certain amount of turns. So either you use Dorka or you use a character that's going to always do a heal within 7 turns to keep the stacks going. Because if you're not, or I think almost like 2 healers at that point, because you have to include your turns plus their turns. So very interesting mechanic. And again, YFOs in the comment section below. Do you like it? Do you think it's strong? Do you think, I think more or less thinking about it on Schmidt is really where your mind should be going to, because Schmidt is a defense scaling character pretty much, and he's going to be incredibly hard to kill. Incredibly hard to kill character. So yeah, back to past me. But we are going to do our summon here, because I'm still, even though it's not really smart to do this, I'm still going to be investigating the power of Brune. Now, as far as me reviewing him, right, is I'm gonna have to say that is a significant thing, right? Because like I said, Dorka, there's a lot of fast AoE damage over time people. I don't know if he instantly stacks from each little instance of heal. There's a lot of testing that needs to be done. So that's gonna be the line of videos, right? So we have to summon. We're gonna summon for him because I have nothing better to do. I have 5,000. Well, it's 19, right? So he's a black, so it's only 13. So 13 should leave me with 20k, and I should still have enough for a gold at the end of the day. So for my account, I'll be fine. So let's get our other Dorka. Nothing at all. So I think I said I was getting 2 Dorkas, right? I think I don't think that's the case. Would have been nice. So we just get that one Dorka. Come on, oh Adam, open the gates, bro. Open the gates.
Skills are not rusty yet.
He closed the gate. All right. And here, hey, I can go for Schmid and start building up my Schmid if I really want to, but I'm still gonna go with my Power Brune. Not really the smartest thing to do, but it's how I have fun. Here we go. Now my machine damage is enhanced. And then once I get 2 more, then my Kylock will be sitting pretty. And before I get out of here, just so you guys know, I'm not kidding. I've been really working on it. As you can see, they're my top 3 units, right? So Dorka here, Naomi, is Kylock. So I'm getting prepared for the Power of Brune. I hope that one day I can get some respect on its name. Anywho, like I said, YFO in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about FC Kylock? Do you think that it's strong enough to warrant at least trying Brune? You know, a lot of they gave out a decent amount of Dorkas, you know, as far as anything else. But with all the mechanics of getting all the other generals, if anyone wanted to reasonably play the game, they probably spammed Bathory, or they've been spamming Lenobre, or they can now spam Vagabond. There's really no reason right now to invest in Brune unless, you know, later in, you know, maybe a month or so that, you know, Brune will finally get their 2 FCs that they need. Also, I really want to know, do you guys think that, you know, Naomi is going to get one? So at least Dorka is strong. You know, most people are fine with the way Dorka is, but do you think that at least Naomi will be getting a package in this deal? Or, you know, the other 2 cards? I actually wouldn't mind if Vagabond became relevant, you know, like became to compete with the other ones, because they are the one with the 3rd tier. So what if, you know, I wouldn't mind that, you know, because then people would have to spam out getting Smids, and yes, that only benefits the people that are willing spending money, but at least it would change up the landscape. When I see PvP videos from Dreadnought, at least it sucks when I watch Dreadnought's PvP videos and he does not have a large, you know, pool of opponents as far as like what he sees out there. It sucks when the meta gets that stale, and it also sucks for those people that it's in that same category in Masters and Legends and stuff like that, whatever the heck they call it, that those people built their units and it just stays like that. The way that you have the upgrade system in this game is especially once you go with the fusions, a lot of this stuff is static. Unless you feel like building another unit, another 5 fusion unit or something like that, it's really difficult to shake that up. And I think that is another fault. That's another fault. So the way that you even have a unit, it would just be like, well, that's the way it is. You know, once you max out these things, once you get to that point, there's no way to be like, you know what, let me try this instead. Like, you know what, this is my HP built Dorka, let me get my dodge built Dorka, then let me get this Dorka. You can't do that. So I do think that they ran themselves into a wall. And I've said this multiple times that, you know, these games are always kind of meant to be left open, and I think that's where your satisfaction, if I'm being completely honest, that's where it comes from, because there's so much you feel like it's missing, but it's there, they have ideas for it, but they have to straggle you along in order for you to get the full game experience. That's why you always be like, man, there's not enough, because they have to try to get you to play as long as possible with all the stuff that they already have designed. So just be aware of that, guys. That's just how it is. It sucks, but that's how it is. Anywho, this video's went on long enough. I'm pretty sure people are confused by the time length, but I really wanted to talk to you guys, and it's already late for me. I should be sleeping, but hopefully we can have some fun by the time everyone wakes up. By the time, you know, everything else gets settled, you know, Kylock will already be here. So hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy that summon session. That's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember that every day at the Kashino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.